Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Hello, T-Roy.
What up, fam?
What up, kid?
How you doing?
Doing good. I kind of fucked Jay a little bit. He's stuck working. He was able to go early this morning, but I had some shit going on, so I was like, dude, I'll just grab T-Roy and blah, blah, blah. He's like,
Glad to be here.
make sure everyone knows I'm not a lazy fucker. I've got to work, actually. And I was like, yeah, no, of course, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I can be the backup quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been the third string quarterback before.
For years.
Yeah. Thank you for jumping in, though, and
Anytime.
doing some heavy lifting for us.
Sure.
We appreciate it. I've been dealing with my fucking neighbor for the last couple days. The Proops over there, Georgie Porgy Puddin's Pie.
Oh, yeah.
And so Lizzie, my neighbor, is like, oh, my God, like, couldn't plan this a week out. Fucking hit me up at 8 o'clock at night, like, oh, my God, can you, like, take care of the dog the next couple days?
Good thing you weren't going out of town for the weekend.
Right? So I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And
Good thing he wasn't going.
why?
Well, I mean,
Because you don't leave.
Well, that's
glad you
not
got that.
necessarily true. I'm going to a movie premiere
True.
tomorrow.
well, but you can still watch a dog with a movie.
Yeah.
premiere.
But it's this weird thing where it's like, okay, here's my garage code, and let me know when you're going over there so that I can turn off the alarm remotely. I'm like, okay. And so I text her, all right, ready to go over there. Got a tight window here. Got to go to the dentist in about a half hour or so. Want to get my Georgie Porgy Puddin's Pie time in. Crickets. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to the dentist now. This happened like 4 times. I'm like,
She couldn't just give you the code, honestly.
just shut the fucking alarm off.
I know.
Who's going to rob your house?
It's Franklin.
Right?
Why don't we just bring Georgie over here?
I know. I think I
Should just-
suggested that. I
yeah,
thought
we should
about
just
that.
jack the dog.
Yeah, we could. Georgie likes it over here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Georgie goes in the pool.
Yeah, well,
and
you know what,
swims.
dude? Honestly, like, no offense with the alarm. I get why people have this is a rich area, but dude, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be going in there and getting the dog.
Yeah. Sure.
Do you really? Couldn't you shut it down for a few days?
Yeah,
and
how about or just how about midnight? You turn it on and shut her down about 8
Yeah.
a.m. and
Not
Right,
worried about
okay,
leave it
yeah,
off during
something
the
like
day.
that.
burglar?
Yeah.
You mean the day burglar's not a big deal around here
yeah, I
in
don't think
Franklin?
so.
Yeah. So,
I've always actually, like, our neighborhood's pretty safe. There's never been anything happen, really. And it's like, I know people get robbed. I'm not, of course it happens.
It does.
But seriously, like, I honestly think that, like, it's just a weird situation. Like, you could probably leave your front door open. And I don't mean unlocked. I mean open for an entire day. Like, you could leave at 7 in the morning and come back
Probably
here at
do that
5
for
at
a
night.
week.
I know.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
probably, and there's a good chance nobody would ever walk inside. Now, it might happen. You know what I
Sure.
mean? But it's like,
Well, not around here. People come in
no,
and
that's
out
what
of
I'm
there
saying. Probably
all
not.
day, every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. It's just a funny situation to me. Like,
Some people
get
are-
so worried about it, and it's
Some
like,
people are just really paranoid about that stuff. I get it, sort of, but it's like,
no, I know. I think
if you're going to do that, you better be on the fucking spot, though, when I text.
right.
Because I got small windows to play with.
Yeah,
when I
right.
text, you fucking, all right, it's open, go.
You're
go,
the
go.
one doing the favor.
Well, that's I think I mentioned it one time, but I think I've never heard the full story. But Burley, his mom is super anal about locking doors at like their house. Like she. It doesn't matter if you go out, you just go out for 5 minutes, she'll lock every door. And apparently, though, when she was a kid, and I've never quite understood the story completely, but apparently she was a kid one time. And, like, they had, like, a basement with, like, a walk-in basement, big sliding door.
Yeah.
And there was just some old naked dude staring at the, like, just staring in the window and, like, banging
From
or
then on,
something.
she was like, lock
yes,
everything.
and she is not ever,
Dude,
like...
Beth is the same way. Like, if she goes out back to do yard work, locks the doors. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm locked up, pulling keys out to open the door.
Right.
Like, what the fuck, man?
I
You're
get it
home.
as a single, woman. I can understand being a little safer, a little more cautious.
I know, but really,
Not that yeah.
lock the fucking doors because you're out back doing
Especially where
yard
she-
work.
You think it's nice and Mayberry here. I mean, no offense, but where she lives, it's like it's even more to
yeah.
me. Like, dude,
No,
there
it's
ain't
not.
nobody. To me, it is.
Why?
Just because the houses are all they got their little white picket fences and the post office is right there, and they can walk to the town
Yeah.
square if they want. Like, nothing's fucking happening.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, houses aren't expensive, but whatever. I got your point there. Yeah, some picket fences and cute. Sure.
It just
No,
seems
it's just
like even more
it
so.
just
Like,
seems
it's right
fucking
downtown.
super,
dude.
super anal to me. Like, and the fear is, when I was like, dude, what the fuck? You're in the backyard. Why is the door locked? Going in and out. It's like, well, what if someone breaks in while I'm out back?
When is that gonna happen?
Like, never. No, never.
Never.
Never. It's never going to fucking
And
happen.
by the way, in the scenario that she's building up, she's in the backyard working. The door is unlocked. Some guy sneaks behind her, like walks in the house and just starts taking things out of it,
Taking shit, yeah.
while she's gardening and she doesn't hear anything that's going on.
In and out the front door. She has no idea.
And the dogs are
Well-
always out there with her, so it's like they're not going to say a word. The dogs are just going to be like, cool,
Oh,
bro.
of course.
Let
Yeah,
yourself in, have
Izzy's
fun.
real doesn't.
Quiet, sure,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, Babu's not going to say a word.
Right.
Full-grown German Shepherd. No, it's going to just be like, cool, bro. Have fun inside.
Yeah, you see what's going
just
on
don't
over
touch
there?
the dog food or dog toys, and
Right.
we're good. Take anything else you want. It's all yours. Have fun.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, exciting day. We got Lions football coming up.
Okay.
For the preseason.
Means nothing.
I mean, do you dress anybody?
Nobody
Put
important.
anybody out there? No.
It's an important game for the guys that you'll never hear of. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the guys on the back end of the roster, they're actually trying to get a job, to get a paycheck,
Yeah.
to get on with a team, you know.
I'll watch it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. I'll
Yeah.
watch it too, but just because
Yeah.
I geek out on that, but
Yeah.
it generally means nothing.
Yeah, it does. My Niners, I think, are playing tonight, too.
Mm-hmm.
The late game.
They like
Kind
to do a lot of Thursday games on that week 4, I think.
Do
to
they
give,
give
to give a
teams
little
like
extra
9-10
rest
days?
time? Yeah, between the cuts and going into the opening week. So
Yeah.
they try to stock them early.
And then we got, Arizona week 1? So we get to see Kyler Murray
Yeah.
in
yeah.
all his glory coming out of the gate.
We'll see. I'm
Yeah.
not sold.
I know, but they say they haven't shown shit in the preseason. They want to unleash it on the Lions week 1. So we'll see. We'll but I agree with you. He does not look like the world beater.
It's a whole nother level. There's so
Yeah.
many guys that have come up and look like world beaters, Heisman Trophy winners, whatever, you
Yeah.
know, national champions, that just fizzle out. They
Suck
just
a
don't
dick.
have it. You know, they don't- I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't. And it's the kind of thing where we've talked about. It's the it factor that you really can't. You know, you think you know they have
Yeah.
all the measurables, they have all the talent in the world, but if they don't have it, which you can't quantify,
Yeah, and
It-
QB
it
is the
doesn't
hardest
work.
position
Absolutely.
to judge. You know what I mean? Like a running back is a running back. If the guy's good,
Yeah.
usually that will translate. But quarterback's tough, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting. I'm interested in that. Definitely week 1.
oh yeah,
Kind of a crazy day. I got a shitload of notifications. Oh my god, Drew and Mark are fucking talking about you. Oh my god, they mentioned Radio for One Studios, and I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't listen to it. T-Roy finally showed it to me earlier, and it was basically about Mac, the article.
Yeah.
The front page. Did you hear it? E?
No.
No. But it was
But I
like,
saw everyone talk about it.
yeah. But they were talking about, oh my god, Mac on the front page, and they're like, well, did Mac move to Franklin? Because they keep mentioning, like, you know, he's
Yeah,
at his
interesting.
studio,
Right.
Grind Time Studio in
Grind Time
Franklin.
Studio.
blah, blah. And I think Drew was being a little tongue in cheek, smart assy. He knew this is my
Of
house.
course he. Do you think he
Yeah.
knows? I mean,
He didn't. He
you
wasn't
think he
as
thought
obvious.
you think he thought Darren McCarty bought a house in Franklin all of a sudden and set up a whole studio in his basement to do a podcast?
Well, in Drew's defense, this studio's been redone since he saw it.
I know,
last, so
but
this room does look different.
Still,
But he was calling for me. He was saying that I should demand a retraction from the papers,
Yeah.
and stuff. And it's like, no, Drew. I've been getting ignored by the fucking media, all of them, since day one. So
Not gonna
calling
change
for a
now.
retraction. No, I am so used to being ignored by the fucking local media. Who cares?
oh, a retraction because it doesn't say.
Because it doesn't say, you know, from
it was his
oh,
studio.
Radio
God.
for One Studios. It's kind of
Oh.
acting like it's Darren's studio.
Yeah.
And I get it. You know, when he's here on Wednesday night and it's decorated up, and it kind of is Darren's studio.
for sure.
For a few hours on Wednesday.
Yeah. Or Monday.
Yeah, depending on what, you know.
Fucking, did you know that we had Grinder over here Monday?
Yeah. Well,
band.
I mean, yeah.
Saw the evidence.
I saw. Yeah.
Dude, Darren caught me when we did that show, IT and the D together a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. He was like, hey, man, do you mind if
it
maybe
cool if we
come over one day and rehearse? We got this show coming up with Damon Johnson at the Token Lounge. I believe that's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Friday
night.
night. Yep, Grinder, yeah, opening for Damon Johnson.
Yeah, and Damon is great. He was the lead singer and guitarist for Citizen or Brother Kane.
Brother
Sorry,
Kane.
Citizen Kane. No, he was not in the movie Citizen Kane. For the band Brother Kane, who had a fucking huge hit in the
Yeah,
90s. They had
yeah.
a number one. I believe it was a number one single, which is not easy to do. He's also a guitarist for Alice Cooper,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a big deal.
And he came over here. I was out of town.
Yeah, you weren't here when. That was a great time, great show. He came over and did Darren's show and played in here. He's brilliant, great guy, very talented. He's doing a solo thing now. That's kind of what he's out doing.
Yeah,
writing his own songs, doing some solo stuff.
Well, I remember texting you from California, like, "Hey, how's it going over there?" Because it was like, "T, you're in charge of the fucking studio and everything."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And you're like, "Dude, it was actually really good.
Yeah.
It was really
It
entertaining."
was actually great because that was the night that Mac didn't show up till. He was in Canada doing something. Didn't show up till like fucking midnight.
Are you kidding me?
No, yeah, for sure. He did. Damon got here at like 8, and Mac was like, "Yeah, I'll be right there." It showed up at
Gets held up at the border?
Yeah, midnight. He rolls
gotta
in.
be
They literally,
kidding
I think
me.
they started the show like 5 minutes to midnight, something crazy.
Were
like
you
that.
here, E?
No.
No, but that gave us a lot of time to actually hang out and just kind of bullshit. We had all
Yeah.
the kegs out back. We were hanging out outside. It was great. I got
Yeah.
to really talk to him. So cool dude, man. It definitely, if you get a chance, go check out that show.
I was impressed with Grinder here the other night for their.
They sounded good.
They did sound really good. I mean, those guys are all pros,
Yeah, oh yeah.
musician wise. And we came down and watched a couple jams, that they were doing. And
They weren't fucking around. They brought the
No.
whole all the equipment, all the PAs, the
set up
full
all their
setup,
shit. Yeah. Full fucking band down here.
Yeah.
And then opened it up. And it's like, dude, when was the last time you guys practiced together? In like years.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, okay. That's the difference between like pro musicians and rank amateurs, that they could just plug back in and just jump right back into it. You know what I mean?
Riding a
So
bike.
that'll be a fun show. If you're interested, go see them.
Yeah.
Damon Johnson. And
Token's a fun place, man. I haven't been there
Dude.
in years. That used to be the spot back in
used
the
to
day.
love the Token Lounge. Yeah.
A lot of cool bands through there.
Oh yeah, and that was so that's Friday night. Yeah, I used to go there a lot. Like friends in high school were in bands.
Yep.
And we drink in the parking lot at 16 years old. But now they get real acts in there.
Oh yeah.
They'll get real bands coming through, and I think Striper was there not long ago.
I saw
and
that, yeah.
I think Stanhope might have come through there even.
At the Token, really?
Yeah, I think so. It could be wrong.
I don't
about
know.
that. But
much
yeah,
about
Grinder,
Token.
that's their first show in a long time. So if fans out there want to see that, check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, we should get to the what's going on in the world and the news. See, does anyone in the room give a shit that former President Obama's daughter, Sasha, is going to the University of Michigan?
No. I guess.
Go
not
blue,
really.
but no.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's yeah.
I was talking to my dentist yesterday, the oral surgeon who went to U of M, and he's like, he said, Indian, Sasha is going to University of Michigan. She's already had her email hacked. And I'm like, of course she has.
Right.
But then the news is all over, today about how she's going to U of M and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a weird choice, right? I mean, all of her, like her mom and dad and her sister are all Ivy League. I think Malia's at Princeton right now. Her dad went to Columbia and Harvard, and mom went to Harvard Law, I believe.
Maybe she couldn't cut it. Not
I know, but
cut from
she's-
the ivy claw.
No, I mean, your dad was the president of the
Right.
United States. You know what I mean? Like,
get in.
but some.
I don't know. I wonder why she chose Michigan. I don't know.
Does she get any kind of
Yeah, I think
protection,
so.
like Secret Service or
think
anything? I mean,
so.
I know they
Yeah.
protect like Obama does for life, essentially, right?
For
Like
life.
ex-presidents, right?
Yep.
So is that? I wonder what that's
Probably.
like to be.
You have to.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I just wonder what that's like to try and be a normal fucking kid, at college and doing that stuff, but to be.
Yeah. Well, Malia was smoking weed at the one party.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so-
A lot of times these kids will ditch their Secret Service. They'll find out ways to, just like we would with our parents. Of
course.
Like, yeah, I'm just going up to 7-Eleven really quick, and then fucking take off, you're gone.
Yeah.
But there's already grumblings, like in the dorm, because they're starting to move people in, just starting to do move-ins, and people are like, yeah, I was vacuuming my hallway, and I bumped into her. I was like, oh, excuse me, and, Secret Service all with her, and just a little weird. Kind of,
Yeah.
kind of get
take
this,
you down.
Yeah, like this
Yeah.
irritating,
I don't know. You're right. That
having
would be-
professional narcs hanging out with you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I wonder what it's like. If they're actually right there. If they're just kind of around, or what kind of life she's actually gonna be able to
Does-
have.
by the way, no. Does the president's daughter really need Secret Service? I'm sorry.
No, probably not.
He's not even the president. No. Not that she doesn't need it. Like, she probably did. But I'm like, do we need to pay for his daughter post-presidency to have Secret Service?
Probably for them. Probably for them. I would say that.
I
wouldn't-
think that they should pay. I think that they should have to pay for their
Do you know
family
how
members.
much it would
So
cost to have
how long
24
does
hour
that
don't-
go?
well, so-
Like, I mean,
for the president for life?
right. And then
Right.
what about the family? You know what I mean? Like, what about, I don't know, fucking Jimmy Carter's kids? Are they still, you know,
Once they
following
die,
around
is it
at,
better?
That's where I was going to go with that.
72?
T.
Like, you know,
No,
I don't-
no. But I don't think like Ron Reagan's kids have Secret Service help. But I could see the Obamas specifically, like they were so thrown into the forefront, like they would need it at least for a while.
yeah. I just wonder what that threshold is, or when they, what the formula is, or when,
Yeah,
when you decide, yeah, no, you're on your own. Good luck.
Does Tiffany Trump have secret? She probably does.
Probably
Some sort of security with them.
something. Yeah.
You would have to like. There's such, lightning rods
Yeah.
for.
And it's one thing as active president, you know what I mean? I think you're more in the, forefront and all that. But, and again, it's not, we're not too far removed from Obama's, but like I said, it's just kind of where does that stop? Where does it end? Where do you transition out of?
No, that's a good question. I mean, does
Wait a minute.
What?
So I'm telling you, there's got to be more to this. This looks like here it talks about them only former presidents and their spouses and their children under the age of 16. That can't. Maybe I wonder if that's right.
Maybe.
maybe if
Maybe
it
they're paying-
starts when you're under the age of 16, you get to keep it. I mean, what does it say for like how long will Obama's kids? Because maybe they just pay for it themselves. Their dad's
I don't
making
know.
so much money now, you can afford it.
Yeah.
And if you were
maybe
a
it's
parent,
not even Secret Service. Maybe you just got a dude following him around just to.
they specifically say Secret Service for right now. But yeah, I mean, as a parent, Troy, you're a parent with daughters, just
Yep.
like Obama.
Oh, yeah.
If you had blown up globally like President Obama, I mean, would you feel comfortable sending your girls out in public without some sort of cover?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's hope to think if I ever made it that big, I wouldn't, have enemies. But anytime you're in the public eye, you know what I mean. There's always whack jobs. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you can never protect anybody.
If you were
all the way.
president, you would have enemies.
Of course.
Trust me.
Dude, it
I'm
looks
not
like
president. And I have enemies.
it looks like it looks like children of former presidents get the protection from either 16 or 18. But since most former presidents are multimillionaires, which is crazy because they only make $250,000 a year. But upon leaving office, they can afford the $250,000 a year for a private bodyguard.
Okay, well, they say here Secret Service,
Huh.
so there's a big difference between
Yeah,
Secret
I don't know.
Service protection and a bodyguard.
Yeah, they may
know?
not be really differentiating between the two. You know what I mean? Just
Could be
some
poor
dude following
journalism.
around. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
Who am I kidding?
just
They've never
assume-
spelled your name right, but you're thinking that they're gonna get.
No, I'm
I
dead
know.
serious, dude.
I know, I get it.
Anytime I've ever been mentioned in a news story, ever,
Yeah.
there's a mistake somewhere.
Sure.
Misspelled name is a big one. All types misquoted. So I get it. It's like I don't think there's ever been a single time I've been in a paper with some story that I'm involved in that hasn't fucked something up.
Right. What was
Yeah.
your name in at the GNR? What
Mike
it?
Webster.
Webster. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
Mike
yeah.
Webster.
Yeah, that was great.
The early days.
With the dot in the eye.
Fuck. Good
I
lord.
still don't know. I'll never understand why you didn't just open up the back of the U-Haul and be like, "Get him." There's like 15 of us back there.
I know. You're talking about when I got jacked in the face.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
At
Right.
going to the
Guns N'
GNR
Roses, yeah.
concert at the Silverdome Metallica GNR, and we had a U-Haul with a keg in the back.
Poor man's limo.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
we had like 15 of you guys in the back
Lawn chairs in the keg.
doing keg stands while we're
Amazing.
driving down 75, and then me, Derek, Deuce, because
Way harder than it sounds, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds pretty hard.
Yeah.
And Dan Dreyer was driving, and everybody had to piss. So like probably you slid open that little window between the back and the front. Yo man, can you guys fucking pull over? We got to piss back here. And so we're just punk white suburban assholes pull into this sketchy ass neighborhood in Pontiac
Yep.
party store, open the sliding back. 15 of you guys jump out and just start whizzing all over the fucking bushes and the side of the building. And I've changed my attitude about that night. Like, I probably would have punched the fuck out of me, too. Here's this fucking, crazy, preppy white guy, like, talking to this fucking, like, full-on, these were dudes that were fucking not to be messed with.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, these were OGs for real. 3 big black dudes that were just like, man,
Fuck
come
you
to our
doing?
hood and fucking piss all over our building? Really, motherfucker? And so I'm talking to him, just like, just fucking being a goofy white idiot.
Yeah.
Totally unaware. you know, and then as soon as I turned my head, fucking bam, dude. I've never been hit so hard in my life. Almost knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
He did, and I'm proud of that. And then Dano just threw it in reverse. I was just like, fucking go, go, go. Back down there, they were just laughing. And then you guys were all pissed off. Why didn't you just fucking open the back door? We would have jumped out, beat the shit out of him. It was like, dude, what I saw, those motherfuckers saw all of you guys and had no problem laying me out.
Wow.
Who knows what they were packing? That could have gotten really ugly.
Sure.
So it was like, yeah, I probably would have punched my fucking, preppy
Yeah, well.
white punk ass too.
Anyway, we
But
were in
then-
a different mindset in the back, doing keg stands and flopping
Yeah.
around back there. It was a raging party in the back of the U-Haul.
But then what was it? Channel 7 was there in the parking lot?
yeah, back to the Webster, right? You
Yeah.
get
They're like, oh, yeah. And it was like, dude, my friend got fucking punched in the face for his tickets.
Jake, Guns N' fucking Roses.
Did Jay say Guns N'
Was that-
fucking
was that
Roses?
one? Yeah, I think so.
I got to call Channel 7 and see if I can get into their archive shit and see if we can find that news video. But
Yeah.
then, I'm on the news with a fucking blown up eye.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike Webster attacked Guns N' Roses.
See, it started early with you getting it wrong.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
doomed from the start.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Doing things wrong leads to bad things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Can lead to jail, can lead to suspensions, firings from jobs. Murder will lead to jail. Do you hear about
Generally.
this couple in, not convicted of murder, but
Wanted.
they escaped. They're believed to be armed and dangerous. They managed to overpower guards and escape from a transport van in Utah, which is really sad. They're trying to take this couple from New York to Phoenix, Arizona area to face these charges. And they don't have the money to get proper police, like fly them or police transport. So they just hire like a security team.
Really?
Yeah. They'll just be like,
Well,
tooling
they
along.
don't actually like pay a cop in a van to like drive them.
A lot of times they can't afford it.
Wow.
Some of these, different, authority group,
Sure.
whatever. And so sometimes they do, sometimes they can't. And so you've got Blaine and Susan Barksdale, 56 and 59 years old.
Yeah, I saw their pictures.
Yeah.
They look rough.
Yeah, not attractive.
No.
Safe to say.
Yeah.
No offense to them if they're
Sure.
listening. They were going from New York to Pima County, Arizona on first-degree murder charges. The duo somehow managed to overtake the van they were being transported in and then escape.
That-
And
That's impressive.
Right?
As a mid-50s couple
yeah,
to a professional
like late
security
50s
team.
couple.
Yeah.
I think what happened was, because the story doesn't say it like that, but what I'm hearing is one of them faked a medical emergency. And so they stopped the van, started tending to him, and then, took advantage of that opportunity and overpowered him. And then tied him up in their van.
It's not a good look for the security company. That is not going to end well for them.
No. And so since then, they've been on the run. Turns out they knew someone in the area. They were like, hey, Bill, can we borrow your truck? Bill's like, sure as shit, here's the keys. So they were last seen in like a red pickup truck tooling around. And the Barksdales are still wanted for the April murder of 72-year-old Frank Bly of Tucson. The two were arrested a month later in New York. So the couple believed to have burglarized his home and then set it on fire.
Destroy the evidence. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, caused an explosion. The home was not occupied at the time of the fire. The police later determined that Bly had been murdered previously. And so these guys stole like 100 firearms. This guy had a cache of fucking firearms, and they think this couple stole them all. So they're like,
There's a lot of
they
guns
might
out
be
there.
really
Yeah.
armed and really dangerous. So we have to assume that they somehow made their way back to that weapons cache. So if anyone's out there, they were last seen driving a red GMC Sierra truck with Arizona plates.
So we're putting an APB out to all TDC listeners. If you see
Yeah.
a shitty-looking old mid-50s couple,
Yeah.
yeah, in a red pickup.
What's the play there?
weary.
Do you try to hit the border? I mean, down in Arizona.
I wouldn't. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously not like a real border stop. You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
Not one of
although
the
I don't
posts.
know. I mean, do they give a shit if you're going into Mexico though? Do they even really like? Go fuck. Keep going. I've
if
never
the feds
driven.
if the feds have you on a fugitive list,
Yeah.
I would think you would show up at any post, like a wanted poster.
Right.
Fuck that. I wouldn't go that route. I'd go somewhere, find a spot in the gate, where you can break through. There's plenty of open land It's going to be tough. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Amigo, you're going the wrong way.
How do they know where I'm going? But yeah, Mexico's got to be the play, right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you wouldn't go north.
Have they found? Well, wait. Have they found those kids yet up in
Dude,
Canada?
I was just thinking that.
So
I don't
maybe-
think
maybe-
so.
Maybe you go Pacific Northwest up there. Maybe that's the play.
I don't think you can get all the way through, back through Utah, Nevada, wherever you would have to go to hit the border.
Where were they when they escaped? 'Cause, I mean, they were going from New York to Tucson, right?
They were in Utah.
It was Utah.
Yeah.
Utah might be closer to.
They think they were
Canada,
last spotted, though,
then-
in Arizona,
Oh,
Tucson area.
all right.
Yeah. And I got to say, though, as awful as that story is, it's terrible, I hope no one else gets hurt. But
Sure.
56 and 59, overpowering a fucking security team, that's kind of impressive.
I'd like to see the video of that. I would
being on
love
the
to know how that went down.
Yeah.
Right?
How stupid would we feel if you and I were transporting this fucking,
Yeah.
56 and 59-year-old gross couple?
What's the conversation? What's the play there? So all right. So now you and me were driving.
Yeah.
And we just got whatever fucking dick whacked by the fucking the couple,
We're
and they're
tied up
gone.
in the-
And
yeah.
yeah. So we got to now come up with a story. What's the play there? You just oh my god, she was faking a heart attack. He jumped us,
Yeah.
overpowered us, and they're gonna be like, really,
Bitch,
really,
please, really?
really? You're a fucking professional.
Yeah.
You're armed. You. So no, I think you got to come up with some. Man,
Like
we got
what-
surrounded by 8 fucking trucks. Man, there was like 45 guys. It was crazy, man. You got to come up with something
go, yeah, we've got
sensational about that.
We've got the surveillance footage from the local businesses that show you are full of shit, Troy.
Right. You
Tell us what happens. You get your
crying.
ass handed to you by
Yeah, I
a
think
fucking
so.
59-year-old woman, you pussy.
Maybe they let her go for a gummy or something.
Can you imagine when they open that door to the van and there you and I are tied up, roped up together, fucking in the back, like,
Right.
you guys ain't gonna believe this. You're just not gonna believe it. I'm just gonna go on record right now and say that
She was tougher
boy,
than she looked.
boy, are our faces red.
I mean,
wow.
I gotta be honest. I guess we know much about them because I talk about the Kennedys a lot, and Mickey and Mickey and Matt, their mom is like a 4-degree black belt, and she's like in her 60s, dude. I bet she could kick some fucking ass,
Yeah?
legit.
Take us all down to Chinatown?
I'm not I'm just saying I'm just
She can
saying
take care of
I'm just
herself.
I'm just yeah.
Are you
I'm
worried
just
about a
wondering-
fucking 4th-degree black belt in their 60s? Female.
I'm not saying her.
No.
I don't know, man.
No,
I don't
probably
know.
not.
I don't know.
It should probably get a couple licks in, but I just need
Yeah.
one square shot. I'm not going to fuck out.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. I was just trying to in my mind think though of a way. I don't know. But the chances that this person, by the way, the chances that one of these couples is like that is
Yeah.
probably not very high.
I saw.
I
I saw
gave
their
one
pictures.
example of
They
a
look
Yeah.
very
random.
intimidating.
You want to see if you can find their pictures, E.
Here.
Diana Sanchez, or wait,
Wait,
no. Sorry, different story. Next, Blaine
But you should queue up Diana Sanchez, maybe.
and
just to be
Susan
ahead of the game.
Barksdale, because they don't look like there's
Yeah.
plenty of couples in their late 50s, early 60s. They look great.
Sure,
they look
yeah.
great, holding it together. They look good. This does not strike me as one of those couples.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Never mind. Yeah, I take back my statement about the karate or whatever. I mean,
Oh yeah.
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 I mean, he's probably been in a scrap or two.
Oh yeah.
She's got a Band-Aid on her cheek, so I would say she's not afraid to scrap either.
Yeah, she does not look tough.
No.
No.
Does he look... If we got overpowered by them, Troy, we can't show our faces in
I'd
public
like to see the
again.
stats though. Maybe she's like, oh, see there? No, my God, no. Yeah, no. They got worse. Those guys should be fired immediately.
Yeah, I think
and
they already...
They'll be custodians tomorrow.
I think they already did fire.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to use that group anymore. It's like, yeah, nice move.
Way to go, Halliburton.
Do you want to do a read? Go ahead.
Oh,
do a read.
speaking of murder, hey, insurance. We all have it, and most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or even who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900, and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
All right. Now we can get to Diane Sanchez, 26 years old, now suing the Denver city and county officials after she was left screaming in agony for hours. This is about a year ago. She's in a jail cell, and she goes into labor.
Oh,
Yeah. She had no anesthesia, no doctors, no family, no one. She to help with the delivery. The then pregnant mom had been taken into custody 2 weeks earlier for identity theft charges. I don't know, she's writing bad checks or
whatever.
Whatever it is. Surveillance video.
stop being a single mom.
do we have surveillance video, E? Oh, this is disturbing as shit, man. Like hold on, I'll give you some more details.
I'm
And then
gonna
we'll
watch
hit
her
it.
pop out a kid in a cell.
It shows her now 1-year-old son being born at 10:44 that day, nearly 6 hours after she told the jailhouse guard she was going into labor. The guard refused to come to her aid. When her water broke an hour after she alerted him, moments later, Jordan takes his first breath before a male nurse who had been watching from the outside of the jail cell walked in and picked up the naked child and just kind of walked out with it. He picks up the baby as though he's never seen one in his life, Sanchez's attorney said. I mean, the lack of any sort of compassion is astounding. They declined to call an ambulance for her before she actually spit out the kid. Go ahead, E. Let's take a look at the video. Give me the morning, yeah.
Upsetting.
There was no sound in this. For sheriff deputies at 5 a.m., she was in labor. By 9:43 a.m., her water had broken. But when deputies
Gross.
told nurses, Diana's attorney says their indifference was mind-blowing.
The failure to provide care to a woman who is in labor.
With the video blurred, that at 10:44 a.m., nearly 6 hours
Jesus,
after
that's the baby
Sanchez
coming
begged
out.
for medical help,
yeah.
she gives birth
She's just
to a
shitting that
baby
thing right
boy.
out.
Moments after little Jordan is
All
born,
right, I'll take
you
that.
finally
Thank
see
you.
a male nurse
All right.
walk in who's been watching
What a great
from outside
start
the
to
cell.
life for
Treats
little
the baby
Jordan.
as though he's never seen one in his life.
probably gonna end up
I
on the
mean,
Supreme
the lack
Court.
of any sort of compassion.
Where were you
is
born,
astounding.
Jordan?
The
Denver?
Problem Solvers first spoke to Diana
Oh,
Sanchez a year
Denver
ago,
Hospital?
just weeks after her son was born.
Sure.
I felt helpless.
born in
Nobody
Denver.
was helping me. There's so many people there, and
Well, stop stealing
nobody
identities.
lifted a finger, basically.
The awful memory of giving birth in jail, she told us, will never go away.
That
No,
pain was
no.
it's indescribable. And what hurts me more, though, is the fact that
I mean,
nobody cared.
After an internal investigation, the
I'll
Denver
take
Sheriff's
that baby.
Department,
I mean, babies
its deputies
people
did
do
nothing wrong. Denver Health would
have
never say
babies
what-
in unfortunate situations where someone's not around or there's not a hospital. I mean,
Yeah, but usually when people are around, you help a woman
I
in
know,
labor.
I know, but I'm saying when
Like,
she's
dude, if
like
if I was on that floor, I'd be like, hold on, I'll find someone else because that is fucking gross, and I'm not getting anywhere near that mess. I don't know you. This thing looks like a fucking disaster. This looks like a war zone in here.
Right.
I'm not getting near this fucking.
oh god, I'd quit before.
Yeah, I'd
I would-
puke and then I'd run out of the room, but I'd summon help from someone else.
I understand. I'm not saying there shouldn't have been help, but when she says like, it's a pain that I'll never forget, and I mean, women go through what she has gone through.
True.
Like it wasn't like someone was there kicking her in the face while she was doing it, something.
What does the suit actually say? Because the kid's healthy, right? Like, there's no actual,
Yep.
ramifications from not taking care of her, shitting out the kid.
Yeah.
So
So
I mean, she has to say all that stuff to make the money. She wants the money.
Yeah.
So she has
I can't
to say.
sleep.
Yeah, exactly. But
Attorneys filed a lawsuit on Wednesday claiming that the jail staff knew she was giving birth but made a conscious decision not to take her to the hospital after she was booked because it was inconvenient. A Denver County Sheriff spokeswoman said the Sheriff Patrick Fireman, all right,
all right.
claimed that the jail staff knew she was giving birth, immediately ordered Internal Affairs to conduct a review to understand what happened after she delivered the baby. They determined that deputies took the appropriate actions under the circumstances and followed relevant policies and procedures.
how
They've
how?
since changed those policies.
Oh, you mean to help?
Sure.
Yeah, so now an ambulance will be summoned if someone's going to.
They needed to change policies to know that if a woman was going into labor, that they should call an ambulance or a doctor.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that took. From crowning to cord.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Some births,
saying-
yeah, because sometimes they go like 20 hours and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I mean, you got. I would like to see the rest of that video. I want to say, because you got to. I've been there. I've seen it. First of all, I promise you, she shit on that bed. Second of all, did that guy come in?
Yeah.
Was he prepared? Did he cut the cord there before he took the kid out? I mean, must have, obviously.
Can you just
but-
yank it out?
Yeah, it's connected, dude. It's like, no, it's not like an extension cord. You can't just unplug it and take it.
Can't you just bite through it, snap
Well,
it off
you
like
could,
a
yeah.
something like that?
But
And by the way, I should say, like, I'm fully, you know how I always am about eating the maggots and the rape. I'm not. I mean,
maggots in the rape.
for the jail. I'm
Yes.
against like them not treating these people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
honestly, they should 100%. Like, it's ridiculous that they didn't help out. I'm just when she talks about a pain and stuff like that, I'm like,
You don't believe that she'll have an emotional pain, like scarring from this? I would think that would be easy to understand.
hey,
Not really, to
Don't do the
me,
crime
honest.
if you can't do the time.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. Like, I guess to me, on some
wasn't in
only because the
jail.
baby did happen. God, like Troy said, he's a healthy George or whatever his name was, a healthy boy. Jordan's healthy boy, and stuff like that. So
Jordan
mean,
was born in a fucking prison cell.
I know, dude. That's a
with
country
no
song waiting to
help.
happen, dude.
Absolutely.
She
She wasn't
fucking Cash.
in jail longer than 9 months, was she? Curiosity.
No, she was only there 2 weeks.
Oh, all right. Just making sure. I missed that part. of the
Crazy. She
story.
was in there for 10 months.
Yeah, can you
weird.
imagine? Oh man, yeah, that's funny. I think when I look at that, I think it's fucking awful.
Yeah,
I think
it's terrible.
awful, and someone should be held accountable for
I
that.
agree.
You know what I mean? And if she makes some money, then she could possibly pay back the stolen identity people.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how much she stole from them, but I hope her payout is at least that much.
Yeah.
That, you know, that she
that
can
she can
pay
break
that
even.
debt. Yeah, just break even. Call
This
it a day.
has nothing to do with the story, but it did hit my head as we were talking about it for some reason when we talked. Did the notion of like if she'd been there for 10 months and whose the baby was, like that's always the joke, you know. Like you'll hear that joke of like being in the hospital and the dad's there, and then all of a sudden the baby comes out a different shade. I wonder like how often that really happens, and I would love to see video footage of a hospital where the dad's like he's there, he's getting ready to go, he's with his wife, and then all of a sudden, a white guy comes out a black kid, and it's like,
But don't
oh boy.
don't they say the colors look different a lot
No,
of times?
but I don't think like that different.
Yeah.
Like they look like reddish, right, or kind of
Throw
bloody.
gives it
Or
away.
I just wonder how often that actually happens, and if it does, how that scene goes down. Like how much he waits before he goes like, "You bitch."
Oh, I'm sure there's some of it where they've stormed the fuck out. I bet you they're like, you fucking whore. And just
There's
fucking
probably
walk
a
out.
nurse or a doctor that pulls that out and it's just like, get him out of here, get him out of the room, get him out of the room. No, everything's great. We'll be right with you. Can you escort the father out of the fucking room? And then scold the woman right there. Like, really? Holding the baby up.
should
to
have
her.
said
What the
something before
fuck,
this was gonna
man?
go down. You
What am
knew
I
this was-
supposed to do with this?
Do you imagine that's if in their videotaping, the moment and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and to be able to have that, what the
Pop it
It's
out.
so
Doctor's
much,
like,
dude.
cut the camera. Hold on. Can we?
I pay so much
Anyone
money to see it.
not medically licensed to be in this room, get the fuck out, please. It's like Chinese couple and some black babies come shooting out. It's like, oh, fuck.
That's weird.
I would pay so much money to watch that video, though.
I know.
Yeah, no, so would I.
So much money to watch that video.
You can make a TV show out of it. Yeah. Watch the shit out of it. When babies go
I
back.
was gonna say when babies go wrong. I was trying to think of a way of saying like when people have the wrong baby, but because the problem is it could be all different races. So I just
Yeah, but it could be sometimes it is their kid. It'd be like a "You Are Not the Father"
Yeah,
moment
right.
on Maury Povich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A new series, like, and we, maybe half the time it's
see that's what Mary. Well, that show. You're right. That show they get it. They already have the kid. They've done a DNA test. They should take that show to the next level. And have somebody go in ahead of time and go, you know what? She's pregnant, but I'm a little suspicious, and
Yeah.
film it all, get
Right,
ready,
find
and
out.
the whole shebang, and then we all sit there and see the reveal.
And you got some, local yokel on there. That's like, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't think I was capable of having children, and here we are, find ourselves right here in the waiting room. This is amazing. It's a miracle from God Himself. And people are like, yeah, we'll see, pal. We'll see.
I'd watch.
I won't put any
Me
names
too.
out there, but a friend of the family essentially is rich as fuck, gajillionaire, right? Like loaded.
I need to talk to him.
But he's, I don't know, he's fucking been divorced 5 times, whatever. He's, all that.
Money will do that.
Yeah,
sure.
he's in well into his 80s, I think now, right? And he's got his hot little Brazilian, whatever
just
she
love.
is, Oh yeah, for sure, love,
Just met at the bar, and they saw each
Right.
other across
Hey,
the
you
way.
can't stop.
and-
When Cupid's arrow fucking zings
yeah,
off that
you know,
bow,
right.
you just, where it strikes, it strikes.
I think he was 85 or 86 at the time. Little Juan Pablo showed up. I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
And he's just smiling
Right?
in his wheelchair.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's my
yeah,
boy.
super brown.
That's
you
my
know,
boy.
like not even like kind of like light brown.
What
Like,
if he
no.
even cares at that point? Honestly, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it's even if you talk about the money, he's so old at that point that he'll be okay with his money. So like, I guess when he dies, if this wife wants to let this
Yeah.
bastard child, take some of his
How is Juan
parents.
doing these days?
I think he's doing just fine. Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure.
I think they are current. Something happened actually. Now, ironically, they're getting divorced.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
outta
yeah.
here.
No, he is.
Crazy.
I think he's not of the best health, and I think something along the lines of "fuck that bitch." She's gone. They're
Yeah.
like, Did you just
ride it out.
man?
Or
Just
you-
don't
why
bother
even go
yourself.
through the
He's like,
procedures
no,
and the
no,
lawyers?
fuck her
Even if it's
and
not the
Juan
money,
Pablo.
like, who cares? You have the money, but still.
Are those chicks blowing those dudes at least? In
I
these
know, that's what I've always
situations?
wondered.
I doubt. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna saddle up and be like, look, honey, this is what you're getting ready to come into. I'm only
Yeah.
gonna be here a handful of years.
But you
max.
do still have to suck
But
fucking this thing.
I expect to be blown. I'm gonna hand you a boatload of money.
yeah, right.
You know?
you're
We'll
gonna
be
earn
go
it
on
for whatever
trips
how long,
all over
however
the
long I
world.
got. 2 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
You're in for the long haul, but you're gonna be set for life. So
Yeah. Never have to work again.
Earn it.
You will never clean another bathroom
no.
as long as you live. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the one where when he, fucked that maid.
Right.
That gross maid.
Yeah, right.
And that kid popped out and was like, yeah, that kid's ready to start action movies. And that's so fucking
Came out
Arnold's
with an
kid.
accent.
Yeah. He cried with a fucking, wherever he's from,
Austria.
Austria, yeah. He cried with an Austrian accent.
Right.
And that kid is like, every day Arnold had to be looking like, fuck.
Admit.
Fuck. He's got the gap in his tooth. I mean, you couldn't get more Arnold. Arnold's own kids with Maria Shriver don't look as Arnold as that fucking dude does. How awkward, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, are you worried about AI like I am, T?
It actually scares the shit out of me.
Does it?
Well, yeah, long term going forward, like I
Yeah.
just feel like we're getting, like we're losing. I mean, it goes in all different ways, but obviously the privacy aspect of it, where you're going, that everything is just becoming so automated, so online, all that, as far as like the, robots going to take over the world and fucking kill us, all that
Skynet?
stuff, that maybe not. I don't know that. But that's the way it's going. They're making them smarter
Well-
and more self-sufficient and more. It's
I know tech guys will listen to us have this conversation and be like, you
Morons.
fucking dopes, shut up. But as, you're making decisions for us now, right?
You know what? When my
Tech
iPhone
nerds,
can remember that
you're-
it's fuck, not duck, then I'll be worried. Okay, like it's so.
No, it's doing that on purpose. It's censoring you. It's being a
is that
piece
really
of shit.
the
Yes,
truth?
dude.
That's I don't
The
know.
amount of texts I've gotten from you that are like, duck that guy. Or
I've started
duck
well,
him.
duck is all I say
It's
now.
like
I
you don't
say
even
fuck.
fix it.
No, because duck is what I say now. But
right.
Well,
one.
the reason I feel we can bitch about it as lay, this room's about as lay as it gets when it comes to like technology advancements, AI, that kind of thing. You're playing a game that involves all of us, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're not just making video games for people to nerd out on, and I'm judging your game, and it's like, fuck you, you don't know anything. It's like, yeah, but dude, you're making decisions that scare the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Like, I see how fast it's going. I see what it went from in 2007 with an iPhone, the very first iPhone, to where it is now.
Yep.
It's changed everything. I wasn't consulted on that.
No.
You know,
Way above
you
your
weren't
pay grade.
consulted about that.
We're just along for the ride. We're
Yeah,
guinea pigs.
and now it's
the
it's
market
this-
was, I guess, though. People bought it and they liked it. And so
Yeah,
they
of
kept
course
making it
we
better.
did.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about these robots and stuff and seeing what they're doing, it's like that motherfucker's doing backflips now, man. You see these ones that are like, will smoke the world's greatest chess player, beat his ass.
Yeah.
They're getting to a point. There's going to come a point, and this is the reason I'm talking about this. Is Elon Musk was speaking with what's his name, the guy from Alibaba, Chairman Jack Ma, at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai, China, and he's warned. Elon Musk has been ringing this bell for a while now. He's like, dude, this AI stuff is going to far, far surpass us in every single way. It's not even close. We are hopelessly inadequate. We will be far, far surpassed in every single way. I guarantee it. He's got a company that he started in 2016 called Neuralink, which is supposed to level the playing field a bit. You familiar with that, Trev? Yeah. And so it's like little microchips that we can plant into our brain, and then we can download thoughts and shit onto a computer and essentially kind of catch up speed-wise to them. It goes both ways. Not, man, I don't want to have to wear chips in my head.
No.
So he says it could one day help level the playing field with intelligent machines. Neuralink, so let's see, he says it will work with what he calls the neural lace technology, implanting tiny brain electrodes that may one day upload and download thoughts. And in 8 to 10 years, technology will be available to everyone. People with severe brain injuries in about 4 years, it'll be available. The biggest mistake I see artificial intelligence researchers making is assuming they're intelligent.
Right.
You're a human with intelligence.
Yeah.
He says they're not compared to AI. A lot of them cannot imagine something that is smarter than them, but AI will be vastly smarter, vastly. He highlighted advances in AlphaGo, part of Google's DeepMind project, at conquering the ancient Chinese board game Go as evidence of the rapid progress of AI. I'm not terribly familiar with that, but Go is favored by AI researchers because of the large number of outcomes compared to other games such as chess, which they've already mastered. AI will already whoop our ass. Your cell phone could crush the world champion of chess, literally. Ma disagreed, pointing out that a computer has never created a human being or even a mosquito. So I've never in my life, when people talk about AI, human beings will be controlled by machines. I never think about that. It's impossible.
Well, see, when you talk, I mean, like chess, so they figure, that's not. It's kind of like when we were looking at watching the magicians on AGT. Right? It's a numbers game. You know what I mean? It's a calculation. It's a math equation essentially, and that they can program that to be so that they can process every possible scenario. That okay, if this happens, then it's this 5,000 potential outcomes from there.
Right.
And and they can just they can process faster and a lot more information than we can. But as far as, right?
No,
all right.
Travis
I'm gonna
looks like he's got something to say.
I'm going to hand this off to our tech nerd.
Yeah.
Travis Bully, everybody.
Are you on there, Trav? Do I have you on? There you go.
Yep.
There we go.
So Hollywood makes AI really scary, right?
Yeah.
Because they take, it started with war games back, what was that, 1986,
Yeah.
5, 4, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But so anyway, AI is great for certain things as long as you bookend it and as long as you put
Right.
controls around what it's able to do. If you look at the Hollywood example where they say, well, it'll allow itself to build more of itself, right? That's the
Skynet.
what was it, Will Smith or Skynet? The
Yeah.
Will Smith one, AI, I think it was called. So that's a problem if that ever, and that's where Elon's coming from, right? But I think like AI has really good. It learns strategy. It asks questions about data that we don't even know how to ask. Or what. So, for instance, how about the sales thing, right? We have a bunch of sales data, past sales data for the sales force that is out in the field. They're selling whatever widgets, and for some reason on Fridays when the temperature's above 78 but below 85, they sell really good. Well, for a company to understand that about their data, without even having to ask for it, that's
Right.
that's powerful, right?
There's a lot of benefits to it.
There are.
But you
For
say,
sure.
as long as there's bookends on it and safety measures taken into place, but at what point is it,
It takes just
can
one
they
guy to
take
go
out
too far. It takes one
either
nefarious.
somebody that uses it in a negative way, or takes those bookends off, or
Right.
Not to mention, it absolutely levels the playing field in the game of world war.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You take a small country that can't compete at all on any level with, a major military like the U.S., but they've got a room full of computer nerds who can shut down your infrastructure. Like that's terrifying to me.
Right.
That's where GPS satellites going down in space.
Oh, yeah.
Like those stories
Crippling.
scare the fuck out. We'd be, dude.
That tech is out there.
Oh yeah.
Right? It
No
is.
doubt.
And we would last about 30 days.
It's
We've
all
got about-
military based. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where most of that technology, all that
Yep.
stuff comes from is military and space essentially. But
and we've got about 30 days food supply in the country, period. I mean, you have to take into account like where your apples come from during the season. Like how do they get where they go? They don't just, you don't
Right.
just get Washington apples in Michigan. It's done. Like the whole food supply ends with you take down the infrastructure.
Right.
And so you're stuck with like, I saw, I was watching some documentary on this. And they said 90% of the country's population will be dead within 30 days. You would wipe out 90%
I
of the
believe it.
population. I don't want some nerd having that kind of fucking control.
Right.
What do you think, Travis, when you hear Elon Musk saying, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon? The benign situation with ultra intelligent AI is that it would be so far below in intelligence that we'd be like a pet or a cat, that we'd be so far below. I have exposure to the very most cutting edge AI, and I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see robots going down the street killing people, they don't know how to react because it seems so ethereal. These are different quotes at different times. These are not all one quote.
Yeah.
So these are over various months. If you're not concerned about AI safety, you should be. Vastly more risk than North Korea. Maybe there's a 5 to 10% chance of success of making AI safe. AI is much more dangerous than nukes, so why do we have no regulatory oversight? It's going to affect our lives in ways we can't even imagine right now. We could create an immortal dictator from which we could never escape. Those are bold statements. I get it, and a lot of people go, fuck you, nut job. A lot of people do.
I think Elon's equal parts crazy and brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
so
most of them are.
and he has access to a lot of information we don't have access to. So you have to take that.
With a grain of salt.
Well, no, actually,
into
I give him a
account.
little credit. Yeah,
Yeah,
take that
for
into
sure.
account. I also think he's being a little sensationalist, and he's probably
Maybe.
high when he's saying some of that stuff. I mean,
True.
I guess you take it to that extreme. Absolutely, AI and machine learning could theoretically, not absolutely, theoretically could do that, right? But
Yeah.
But you look at how quickly, technology's grown. I mean, just the last 10 years, 20 years, whatever
Yeah.
it's been, 5 fucking years, whatever, it's growing exponentially, and that just keeps growing exponentially. I mean, it's
Right.
getting faster and faster. And
And to
it-
Travis's point,
Oh,
that's very, very helpful in a lot of respects. Medical community is
Yes.
making
Yeah.
leaps and bounds of advancement.
Sure.
It's saving lives and like all that shit. The
So even
space
the-
you got
program.
to
the
apply it in
chip.
the right places in the right.
yeah, the chip in the head. I mean, if that can give a blind person sight or
Yeah.
a closed head injury person, a normal life, things like that it could probably be used for.
Unretard.
Right. Yes, if you could
Sure.
unretard a person, exactly. But
They're talking about
at the same
spinal
time,
injuries,
now
too.
you're talking, your GPS tracking and your thought control. And essentially,
Yeah.
if they put that in there and they can do things, then theoretically they might be able to program you and make you think certain things or do certain things and feel a certain way. I don't
Well,
know.
to T. Roy's point,
Hey.
the amount of time bothers me because in the early days of the iPhone, you would hear, oh yeah, we're 100 years away from having the type of technology to blah 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 to be able to do build a robot. Come on, stop it. We're along. That's not in our lifetime. 2 years later, they're there, and you keep seeing that where it's like, but in reality, that's at least 50 years off. And no, it wasn't 50 years off. It was fucking next week off.
Right.
Which means they're moving at a speed, of advancement that we haven't seen in the history of civilization. And I know how humans are. I know how competitive and flawed humans are. And when you give a small percentage of people that kind of power to, to make those decisions for the rest of us who are just fucking sheeping around the world, minding our own fucking business, I'm not terribly comfortable with just going, they got it. They got it.
We're so far behind in the private sector too of technology. What's in the what's actually out there is so far advanced from what we have access to or what we see.
Sure.
that it's already
Talking
there.
like militarily. And,
Yes,
And
exactly.
we're horrible
Whatever
at data
space.
privacy and protecting ourselves against
Yeah,
ourselves.
big
So
time.
that's where the scary part comes in.
Am I wrong to worry about what I just said? Like what I just said about.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
But-
honestly, you could tell me.
It's a legitimate
Yeah.
concern.
I mean, I legitimately
it's
have
concern.
concerns about that. Like, dude, you don't know what you're playing with, and some really smart people are going, we don't know what we're playing with, and it's just moving so fast.
Yeah.
And it involves all of us. That's the thing where you've got, a small percentage of people doing this stuff, and they're brilliant minds, but they're competitive. You're not going to be like, okay, that's enough. We don't go any further than that, otherwise it gets dangerous. No, someone's going to want to go further than that. And so I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's like, oh man, you're thinking too much about this. But I think that there's a lot of people that could be affected by decisions that we have no input in.
Right. We don't know what we don't know. And it seems like there are a lot of people out there, the worker persisters of the world, that just want that next thing, that next thing.
Why do you
next
care
thing.
about
That's your
this more
point.
than you care about global warming? When we talked about global warming, no, I'm just saying, wait a minute. When we talked about it the other day, you talked about Jay, and you go, and even Jay admitted, after my kids, whatever. What do I care about this? I'm shocked that you
Yeah.
care so much about like this, but you don't really care about.
Because
This
I
might
mean, why do you
affect
care
him
about
in
the
his
future?
lifetime.
No, it won't.
Dude, I wake up every day and I go, I hope today's not the day when I'm walking outside and the lights go off. My first thought is, fuck, I didn't pay the bill. And then I find out, oh, my cell phone doesn't work. My truck doesn't work.
It's a cyber attack.
It's a whatever. You know, we've seen it before where a grid goes down, the one in Cleveland years ago that wiped out the Eastern Shore, you know,
Yeah.
like for a week or whatever it was. I mean, that dude, if you do that on a bigger scale, global warming, I don't know. Like,
No, my point is that
my
you don't
thought
worry about
is
that
I
as a
don't-
future. You worry about this as a future, and you don't worry. Like that was my point. I was like saying that you're worried about like this thing in 20 years. I guess you think it's going to happen sooner than that. I don't, but
I'm not terribly convinced that global warming, I'm sure we're responsible for global warming, probably. But I don't know for sure. I don't know what the cycle of over billions and billions of years does when they go, well, look at it jump through the roof over the last 50 years. Well, go back 5 billion years. Maybe you see that spike every fucking billion years. I don't know.
I was actually more asking. I was shocked at why on one
Because
aspect
I'll tell
can.
you, I don't know that you can do anything about that. We can't do it all ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So you not using plastic straws,
Right.
and not using plastic
Well, you need
water
government.
bottles.
You need government to get
Yeah,
involved.
and you need a
on
lot
that.
of other countries
World
around
leaders,
the
yeah.
world who we can't fucking make
But it's
do
kind of the
anything.
same thing. I mean, the reality is like that's the same. It's in a way, it's the same thing though. It all comes down to having encouraging
Yeah,
big
well,
government
I
to,
just care about that one more.
Wait until you
Okay.
put. Wait until AI and ML gets put in control of global warming, and it starts shutting down power stations in people's cars because the
Yeah.
reducing carbon footprint. That'll be
Your
fun.
carbon footprint too big this month.
Shut down.
Fuck. No, bro, you got to drive to the bar. I've got like 3 miles of drive left this month until I get automatically shut down.
I think the reason I don't care as much is because I do think that there's literally since the dawn of time there's a battle between good and evil, and I think that there's as much as there's evil, there's also always people out there trying to prevent that. It's not just one-sided. It's not just there's 100 small people trying to destroy the world and 7 other billion just going around like, oh no. There's usually also some very good people and knowledgeable people that want to do good that fight those people. So that's why I'm not as worried about it. to be
Usually
honest with you.
they all think they're doing good.
No, I
Okay.
don't think so. But
Hitler thought he was right. Hitler
Okay.
did not think he was evil. You know what I mean?
okay, but that's not the okay. That's still my point would still remain the same. It would still remain the same that even if people are doing the evil thing, there are people that realize that Hitler was wrong and they stepped in. So even if the people are
Eventually.
doing it thinking, okay, but that's not what I'm. I just gave you a point of why I don't care. Why
I
I'm
know,
not worried about it.
but when you're talking about, going to battle with swords and muskets, you know what I mean? What you're talking about here is advancements in technology and artificial intelligence that turns the world into a video game. Like there's no human this is a very proud country because of the sacrifices that generations of actual people made going to fight for what was right. Now, if you take that from a drone perspective and can wipe out a fucking village without a blink of an eye or a thought about humanity or actual people, it's a video game. And that scares me to have that kind of power anywhere, whether it's our government or anyone's government. And it gets so big and so powerful that at some point you can't turn back. That's the fear.
I think things happen how they're going to happen, and everything.
You could say that about everything.
I know that's my point, though. I think there's been times all along the history where people thought something was the end of civilization. Oh, this is going to be the end. Oh, the fact that we did this is going to. Oh my God, people won't be able to handle guns or this or that. And it's like I just think that it is what it is.
Well, it's interesting. Wars are always fought on human aspects, right? Like economics
Yeah.
and political issues or religion or whatever, the umpteen different ways we get in fights with each other around the world. Computers don't think like that. They think they
Yes.
yeah. And so that's if you make a computer or whatever you want to call it to be self-sufficient and want to evolve itself, that's where it gets a little. If you don't bookend it,
A
and if you
little?
don't
Right.
tell it what its
A
directive
little?
is,
Yeah.
that's.
A man-made power
I would hope
weapon
we wouldn't do that, though.
Well, yeah, I would hope too. But my point is, I don't trust everybody that's making that call.
Well, theoretically, to Travis's point, if you actually did that, let's just say you had a program in a way that was, I mean, take the extremes out that it overrides itself and wants to take over the world. If you took the human element out of it, If you took the
emotion.
religion, the emotion,
Yeah.
It's out of it.
the
You
mistakes,
can't get it in there.
You know what I mean? If you almost a flawless program, you know, to say, okay, this is what we want to do. We want to fix global warming. We want to end wars. We want to, you know, end world hunger. You know, we want to clean up the water. Whatever the fuck it is.
That's
You know,
Elon's. Yeah.
right. You know what I mean? But is that necessarily? Would that necessarily be a bad thing? But you know what I mean?
Yes.
You take the.
if it starts turning us off because we're the problem, that's
Well,
yeah.
And we
Maybe,
would be the
yes.
problem. And
Right.
also, every country on planet Earth has different wants, needs. Like, it's not all one marble that, we all agree we need to clean the waters. Well, this fucking tribe doesn't believe that. They've been bathing in this water with its magical, mystical powers of healing for centuries.
Right. It all comes
Don't
down to who
touch my
programs it,
water.
you know?
You know, and so they all have different goals and different wants, and people are fucking different.
True.
Vastly different.
Right.
And so,
Oh, you should start getting in on finding out who the politicians need to vote for, or do something. If you care this much about it, you probably should look
I've
into.
been bitching about it for 6 years on this show.
Well, yeah, but just bitching it to a microphone on our show doesn't.
What am I going to do? I don't even know.
I'm just,
I'm so,
But you're
I'm
so
too far behind the
concerned.
behind the times. No, I think it's a good conversation. I like having a tech guy, Travis
Yeah.
Bully, Sexy Eases, Hot Eases here, who can fill it in, because I read these and then these stories, and I always go to the comments, because I know how most people are going to feel about, oh yeah, this guy tossed a baby over a railing. You know, like I know what the comments are going to be, but with these, I don't know if people are going to go, it's about time we started listening to this guy. He fucking knows what he's talking about. Most of them are like, whack job, fucking nut job, shut up, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why? Why is that so crazy to think like, if this thing gets too far ahead, there's no coming back from it.
You just got to separate theory from reality as well, right? I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to turn off Mike Walters because of some carbon footprint or something like that. But at least not in the foreseeable future, and I mean generations. But it could theoretically, Moore's law from, that's the CPU growth, the exponential
Obviously.
CPU growth over
Duh.
time. How we've gone from a Commodore 64 to what we have now in what,
Yeah.
In
30 some years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah. So,
And we'll make that jump in 3 years.
right.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then we'll make that jump in 6 months,
Right.
and then we'll make that jump in
Yeah.
like,
Exponential. Exactly.
yeah. I mean, so I don't know where
It's actually
it ends,
faster
but-
than, yeah. It's,
See, yeah. Even better, Trav. I mean, I guess we wouldn't be here without it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be sitting down here, being able to do this without it. But I don't know. It scares me. That's all.
Sure.
Move on.
Hey, everybody. You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit? Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and unbiased investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today and tell him you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation at 248-626-2000. Ask for Merck. Tell him T-Roy sent you.
So we've got a former NFL player, NFL offensive lineman, George Schwartz, or Jeff Schwartz, Carolina Panther maybe. And he tweeted a video showing a woman in a McDonald's. I don't know what it is about McDonald's. I saw one the other day. The McFlurry machine was down.
I hate
and
that.
went full ham, dude. I mean, ripping fucking shit off the wall and chucking it at employees like full ham. Which I'm always like, really? Just go next door, man. Get a fucking shake somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go to Wendy's. Get a Frosty. Really, we need to tear apart a McDonald's because McFlurry's
well,
down?
it's always disrespect, man. It's always that somehow they were
Yeah,
disrespected.
yeah.
Because I'm blank, because I'm a woman, because I'm this, or whatever the reason is. Like, how you're treating me, blah, blah, blah. So it's not that they want their flurry so bad.
Yeah, McFlurry.
Whatever,
It's a
McFlurry.
Get it right.
Sorry.
So he tweets at this thing, and he's promoting this chick that's going ham in a McDonald's. We don't know where the McDonald's is. Declares she'll be scouted by a few teams. And he's like, wide base, good natural leverage, powerful punch, and willing to finish.
Do we have this video, E?
I'd expect a few teams to reach out this week. Schwartz then wasn't the only notable athlete. Plays to the echo of the echo of the echo of the whistle, said former Patriot linebacker Matt Chaffin. She has tremendous base and a lifetime of drunken hand-to-hand combat experience, said Joe Rogan. This is the highest level of female white trash opponents you can face, and clearly that dude is not prepared. Sean Merriman declared. Explosive hips, too. She can come off the bench for the Dolphins. Check this video out.
Can't wait to see this. Oh, shit. Oh shit! He wasn't ready. Holy shit!
She looks like a sumo wrestler.
Wow. Leverage. Low center of gravity. Yeah, I like the scouting report on her. That's legit.
That guy went in for a 9-piece combo. And found himself.
Wow. Over a fucking McFlurry.
No, this is not the McFlurry one.
Oh. All right.
I don't know what started this one. No one knows,
all
but
right. It
Mr.
does.
Schwartz saw the video and was like, "Dude, wide stance, fucking powerful thing."
Did you see her buddy with her friend?
Her buddy's not to
Her?
be fucked with either. People were commenting.
Yeah,
on her finger
absolutely.
pointing skills.
Yeah, she's got a good little shove there too. Her buddy, listen, that you're looking at the future women's tag team champion. You know,
Maybe. Yeah. Let me see it again.
Yeah.
So focus on the chick on the left.
On the left. Yeah, she.
And this guy wants none of it.
She moves him. Okay, don't fuck with me too. I'll put her on you.
Look at the
Look
at the stance.
That is legit. Oh, look at yeah. Down.
She knows when to jump back in.
Yeah, she can. Oh. That is a fucking throw. Look, you're right. Wide stance. Look, that's a takedown. Great technique. Look at him eating the fucking ground right there. I mean,
He's
he is
eating it hard.
Hard right
He's
there.
coming out of his pants,
Right?
dude.
Now, what do you-
He's literally coming out of his pants.
What do you
He's
do?
He's eating. He thought he was going to eat a 9-piece with fries and a Coke.
what is
Instead,
it?
he's eating linoleum.
Where are we? What is this here? What? Can we tell what this is?
It's a Mickey D's.
That's a McDonald's.
Yeah.
We sure?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what they're all claiming.
Yeah. No, he is.
That's a great pause spot.
It really is perfect.
That
Her
guy's got to be
stance-
back in the office in 20 minutes.
I know. What in the hell?
When he walks back into the office, what does he say? Does he even acknowledge this happened?
I am absolutely not for, violence against women. But in situations like this, like at what point do you like stand up and just square off and be like,
Yeah.
fuck you?
Like, okay, let's watch the video again. Let's watch the video
Right?
one more
I mean,
time.
this guy just gets fucking shit kicked out of him. I mean, granted, it's no. Oh, look at the back tits.
Look at the
back titties.
And she's a wrestler. Look at that. She's grabbing him.
yeah.
She's about to throw him to the other side of the ring.
I would
into
like to
the
see a
ropes.
frame by frame of like just the ripple that comes across her back during this
Yeah.
throw.
She's got some sumo. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
like at this point, if he hopped up and just went pow, would anybody be like,
Probably. Yeah, he'd probably be so wrong.
I don't.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
She's
sure.
right.
You can't do that.
Right? You could never hit a woman. Like,
No.
well, if she's kicking the shit out of you.
No,
you
he
know.
couldn't do that. I think he could push.
Jesus, are you shitting me? You don't think that
He
after
can't
that?
push
No.
her. She'll fuck him up. That's the problem.
I know, but
She's
he,
got
no,
him by
he can't
70
punch.
pounds.
He still can't punch her.
And all technique.
I am against all forms of violence against women. You guys know
That's not
that.
coming from my opinion. That's coming from what would happen.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at her.
Punch
She's in complete control. She's a fucking soldier at this point.
yeah.
Look at him. He's eating the fucking floor of McDonald's. And then does she?
Oh, and you know that's nasty.
Oh.
He licked that on the way
Yeah,
by.
sticky. That thing where you can't get that
Yeah.
stick off the bottom of your soles. But dude, he's eating linoleum here. And then does she let it go? Like, yeah, watch yourself, son. I can end you. No, she immediately ups the ante. Go ahead and let it roll.
I'm a little pissed that this ends where it does here. I want to see how this finishes because
I know. I wish there was more of this.
you want to
does-
go. You want to go? Like, no, I don't. No, I absolutely
what?
do not. Please, for the love of God, I do not want to go.
I think those two might be brothers, or they're together or
Maybe
something.
is that a double date that goes horribly wrong?
He looked over and went, "Really? You're gonna supersize those fries?"
Right?
She fucking snapped.
I want a Diet Coke.
Fuck you! I will eat what I want.
Yeah, that stance. That's absolutely, and that's a great description. That's the scouting report is dead on.
Wide base, good natural leverage, powerful punch, and willing to finish.
Yeah.
I'd expect a few teams to reach out this
I
week.
like that through the echo of the echo of the, of the whistle. Yeah,
Plays to the echo of the echo of the echo of the whistle.
yeah, I like that.
She has tremendous bass and a lifetime of drunken hand-to-hand combat experience. Drunken hand-to-hand combat experience.
Yeah, what's your upbringing that gets you to that point that you're that kind of a badass?
Yeah, it's kind of dope, isn't it?
Yeah.
People.
So if you saw that guy jump up and crack her in
I'm
the
not saying that's
fucking
what I would
jaw,
say. I'm
would
saying
you
he-
judge him for that?
I'm not saying that I would, but I'm saying that he can't. Based
Well,
on how
yeah.
I mean, he can't.
True. He was not in any true physical, like I said, that's why I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah,
at
I
the end
wouldn't.
right there. I'd like to
I
see where
wouldn't
that
sit there
goes
and go.
from
No,
there.
I wouldn't sit there personally and be like, "What a woman
Look her
beater."
up.
I think
no, I
he's
mean,
in
like, what-
extreme danger there. She's kicking it. She's mopping the floor with
Yeah,
him.
well, yeah, but
It doesn't. I'm just saying what would happen in a public setting and in this day and age of social media and
World Star.
and he would still get. He just would still. People would still say no. You can't do it.
Yeah, probably true. But,
Disagree with that.
but you're probably 2 or 3 pushes away from maybe being okay. At that point,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
it
saying
depends
it's
on. It
warranted,
depends on.
but yeah.
It kind of depends a little bit. Maybe what happened after when that video ended. Like we don't really see if his head even hits a chair or something. Like maybe if he just swung up to get her off of him. That's one thing. If he gets up and squares off, then I say you can't do it. But if she's
What if
over
he-
top,
What if he sweep the leg?
I think that's okay.
That's legit? You
Yeah.
can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I think that you're right. If she's on top of him, I think he can swing up.
What about a cunt kick?
Yeah. Lose a shoe,
Right?
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
probably.
Does that? It's not a punch.
Right,
It's,
I think that's probably
girls can
okay.
kick guys in the balls.
Right.
No, they shouldn't be able
Well,
to.
I'm not
but-
saying they do. I'm just saying they do.
Yeah.
Right? But is that crossing the line? Just a cunt
That'd
kick? Just
probably be okay too. I think as long as she's on top of
I think
him.
you could knee a cunt. I don't know that you can full-legged swing kick a cunt.
You got to make sure you get up by the ankle though. Don't get your toe up around there. That can get bad.
Yeah.
But you can just get in there with
break
a
a
knee.
toe.
Yeah.
You get in there with a solid knee to the cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's in play.
But see, you got to get way too close to her. To see her, no, you can't. You can't knee her. You're already in her range. You'll never get a shot. You get close enough to knee, you're eating
she'll
chair.
own
You're,
you.
you're licking linoleum.
Yeah.
You got to go full
Yeah.
extension kick. Keep her, out at the jab. Keep your distance.
Keep
you
your
know.
distance.
Yeah.
Use the arm
Yeah.
length to your advantage.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You don't want to be in a phone booth with her. That's where she lives.
do you think at the end
she
of that
fits in a phone
altercation?
booth. Did you say she? Because I don't think she would fit in a phone booth.
Oh, don't. You know what? Don't body shame.
Oh,
don't
man.
do that.
I know how big a phone booth is. Well,
might.
how much they used to be, I guess.
Do
I
you
don't
think at the end of that altercation he got up and went, "Was someone handing my bag, my to-go bag?" Like, do you even get her? You just go to Wendy's down the street and try to forget that whole thing.
Well,
happened.
your first mistake is that he's even in McDonald's. There's nothing in McDonald's that's worth waiting in a line for. He should be at Wendy's anyway. So
Okay, well, he made a bad choice, but he's here now. I don't care if he goes to Taco Bell, Wendy's,
that was
Hardee's,
one bad
whatever.
choice for the
But
day he made.
Hey,
Yeah.
bacon, egg, and cheese and McGriddle is no joke, just for the record.
who goes inside a McDonald's, by the way?
No.
I do it. I go
When was the
inside.
last
I go
time
inside
you went
fast food.
inside a McDonald's?
Dude,
not when you had to emergency shit
Yes,
or
right,
piss.
exactly. Just
But-
for a bathroom.
But yeah,
And even that's a poor decision.
a terrible decision.
No, dude. A lot of times, dude, the line, dude. I've not at McDonald's. I don't even go to McDonald's anymore. But if I'm at a Wendy's or someplace like that, if the line for the fast food or the drive-in is like 10 cars deep, you can get it pretty significantly faster if you go inside because they have to serve you.
Yeah.
So that's that's worth it to go into me sometimes.
You will go in?
If I've seen the line where it's like one of these ones where the windows on the one side of the building and you can see the line on the other side of the building. I've parked and walked in before.
Yeah.
Yeah, only because you will get served a little faster.
Yeah, it's been since high school, I think, that I pulled into a fast food. Like, if they don't have a drive-through, well, see you later. It's the whole reason I'm here is to not get out of the car. Half the time I'm not wearing pants. You know what I mean?
I do not know what you mean, but
Am I right, guys? Everyone in the room knows what I'm talking about, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, without your pants on, it's just going through the drive-through.
I mean, I wear my sweatpants, but
Did you see the altercation between, this is in Hawaii, you're an MMA guy, right?
Yeah,
You like
yeah,
MMA?
I do.
I don't, I get fucking freaked out. I don't like seeing guys, the ground and pound stuff.
Yeah.
Just I'm like, God damn it, man. You two human beings, you're going to kill that motherfucker. It just bothers me to watch. But yeah, BJ Penn, are you familiar with him?
Yeah, sort of an
like
Asian
40
guy.
now.
Yeah, he's retired, I think. He's not actually fighting anymore.
He's
I
got a
mean,
fight coming up, actually.
Does
his
he?
last
Still?
one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He was
He's-
big for a while, but yeah,
He was a champion.
yeah, absolutely.
He gets into it and gets knocked the fuck out outside of
Really?
a bar in Hawaii.
Really?
Fighting some shirtless dope at the bar, which doesn't look good. A video shot outside a bar in Penn's native Hawaii. So he can be seen grappling with a shirtless man in front of a pack of onlookers. Appeared to be handling the situation all right. And then the shirtless, he throws the shirtless guy down to the ground. Actually, I'll just show you the video. There's two videos, actually.
How does BJ Penn fare against the McDonald's chick?
After what I just saw,
She-
I don't give
she's
him much
got
of a
him,
chance.
right?
Oh, yeah.
think this. I'm assuming this is the one you want to see first. The one before he's on top of the guy already.
That's the second video.
The second one, right? So this is this one.
So Penn throws him down.
What? That one took him. Come on. Come on.
What I get out of all this, watching the chick in that one and then this one, honestly, is
What is that?
when it's
That's a
happening.
bitch ass punch. Wait a minute. That's a bitch ass punch.
He's talking shit.
Come on.
It's got to be the best feeling
Wait a minute.
ever.
When you see it in video, honestly, when you see it in video, I understand if from the moment you got mad or you're drunk and you're getting in a fight, whatever. But when I see that on video, like the lady, and I see that, it just looks so bad to me. Like, I don't think it looks good from the. I don't mean that you're in the fight. I don't mean it makes you look like you're whatever. I just mean humans fighting outside of a bar.
Yeah.
Just looks so bad. I get it from that moment, whatever. But watching it afterwards, to me, I would just look at that and be like, holy fuck, I was a part of that.
Well, after this, the shirtless man told TMZ that Penn had knocked him down with a cheap shot. An associate of Penn's claims the man had been trying to instigate a fight with Penn for some time. Upon meeting friends for a concert at the Lava Shack, words were exchanged between BJ and the acquaintance. BJ tried multiple times to defuse the situation, but was hit repeatedly and knocked to the ground as seen on the video. When he got back up, he was disoriented, yet realized how serious the situation and threat was and felt there was a need to defend himself. He was not arrested. Penn wasn't. But if you look at
He
the
got knocked
second
the
video,
fuck out.
he got up and kind of kicked this dude's ass, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went down that easy. That's
Yeah, right? Tables have turned a bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. I like that the music's just going in. Hey.
Dude.
And this chick try to get in. Wait a minute. You see this chick try to get in here and do something, I guess?
I love seeing that. Some chick starts kicking the guy in the legs.
Here we're
Like,
what?
sweetheart, get the fuck out of here.
Down here on the left. Got her cell phone in the back of her pack.
Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do, sweetheart? Tough guy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get involved. Come on, tough chick.
What is she doing?
I'm going over here. I'm gonna kick this guy.
Oh, look at that tramp stamp on her though.
Yeah,
I know,
kick
right?
that
Yeah.
guy. Get off her.
I don't know how girls don't lose their cell phones way more often. When they wear those like short shorts or those pants like that, or like yoga pants, and they just hang these huge cell
Yeah.
phones out of the back of them. I don't fucking get it.
I know.
How do they keep them? I want to know.
Probably lose them as often as you do.
Maybe they do. I would like to know that. It would make me feel better about myself.
T, that was a good catch on the music. That's what I noticed too was the music playing because that was not a jukebox.
No, that's live band.
That's a live band in a small bar in Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah.
And this fucking melee is going on just outside the window, and they're just like,
Yeah, like the Titanic. Just keep playing, man. That's what
Yeah.
we're here for. We're getting paid to play.
I want to see him get knocked out one more time. Play the first video again.
Yeah, I mean, let's really look at that punch because that is just—it's not. There's no real
It's not
technique.
gloved.
No, it's well, I know, but it's kind of just an overhand pawing right. There's no real power behind it. I mean, and this is a guy that gets punched for a living. I mean, like has been hit by some of the baddest fucking guys on the planet. I mean,
Oh my God.
right? Maybe it's just a lucky shot that catches him,
Yeah.
and he doesn't go out, but it like kind of
Oh, he does too.
just a.
He goes the fuck down, dude.
I mean, he goes, yeah, not out. I'm just saying it buckles him. He catches him on the button, on the chin, but that's like almost a slap.
Oh, wait, was it a 1-2? Back that up. Back that up a little
I think
bit.
it's probably just luckier.
I think it was a 1-2. That slow-mo version looked like it was a quick right then left bang.
Oh, maybe the left gets him on the chin
Yes.
there. Does that left? Oh, see, I missed that. I see this.
Let it roll from here,
I know.
because they slow it
Oh,
down.
see, I don't think that left connects. I don't think that left actually connects.
I think it does. Watch it here. They 1,
Over the-
2.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the left
Caught
does
him on
come
the
in there.
fucking-
Yeah, because I said that right over the. Yeah, that right up in the top of the head is slappy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way that knocks him out. Just kind of hitting him with that one right. But, boy, that's got to be... To be able to say, yeah, I got into a fucking
Right,
street
I know.
fight with an actual MMA champion and
Yeah.
knocked his ass out.
Well, and then he got back on top of you and beat the fuck out of you.
I don't care.
So-
Still knocked his ass
Yeah, right.
out, you know?
Hey, I forgot something.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
that covers it.
Sorry, Merc.
It's great. I love it. No, nice job.
You got to get it in there. It's
Hell
legal.
yeah. I want to do one more story here before we call it a night, guys. And thank you again, T.
Hey, anytime.
Coming by.
Anytime.
Travis, thank you.
Always
for
better
jumping
when
in.
Jay's here, but glad to help out when I can.
I love it. So you've got a school resource officer. So these are like an actual officer.
Yep.
And these are common on school grounds now, I guess. A lot of
Kind of
schools
like
have
a
these.
school cop,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
So when a school shooting goes down, you hope they don't cower and fucking hide.
Yeah.
You know, like the one in Florida. But this woman cop has been fired after filming a nude video of herself for her husband inside an elementary school bathroom.
Oh.
During her shift, leaving her gun and pepper spray visible on the floor. You want to see the video? Why don't we see the video? They blurred out and
I was going to say, is she
sons
hot
of
at least?
bitches.
Oh, maybe. Oh, all right. Maybe.
I mean, it's pretty short, but
Well,
She's trying.
some titties
What
are
do you
better
think,
than
baby?
Oh.
You want some of this? Love you.
Well,
It's in a stall in an elementary school. Door was locked. So the woman argues, look, I was on my break at the time. Officials said she should have been ready to respond in case of an emergency.
well, I mean, if you're on your break,
Right?
there's something to be said for that. But
Kind of like, I mean, she's on her lunch break. They don't question me what I do. If I go run home and jack off really quick and then come back and
so that's a different story. You're not there. You left. She's there.
But she's on lunch break. What if she'd gone to Wendy's and filmed that in the stall?
fair.
Like
What-
she should be able to strip nude and send a video to her husband.
well, you don't know. You say that, but you don't know the situation, dude. You don't know what they have their policy as. Maybe their policy is you have to have lunch on site, and yeah, you can eat, but you have to be ready to go.
Is she,
I'm just saying. You say that as if we just know what the school policy is.
True.
We don't know what the school policy
But
is.
does she have to be like? Was there was any? She was just fired, right? So there was no charges or anything.
No,
All
he's
right.
fired.
Just wonder if she had to be like registered as like a sex offender or one of those weird things because
No.
she was like naked in a school or
at an
something like
elementary
that.
school.
You know.
Even though she was on a lunch break, she was subject to recall at any time, and due to her.
Did you say it's an elementary school?
Yeah, I think so.
Oy. We're gonna have fucking cops in elementary schools these days.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking
Charter Academy in Florida.
Oy.
So she's got to be on recall at any time, and due to her disrobed state, it would delay any immediate response. She argues she knew what she was doing was wrong, but that she should not have lost her job, and that the bathroom door was locked.
I can argue that she could still pick up her gun and respond in the same amount of time whether she was clothed or not.
That's a great point.
You pick up your cuffs and your gun and your radio and go.
Yep.
Yep. If one you got to holster one of them somewhere, you do what you got to do. But I could argue. I won't, but I could.
The police chief said, if you're going to do this, I'm not sure that you can be trusted at any time on duty. Man, no one can fuck around at work anymore.
know.
As soon as our agency was made aware of the video, which was created by a school resource officer, we immediately launched an investigation and removed the officer from the school premises. The safety of the children, of course, is most important.
How do they find out? Was it security? Like, how do they find out?
That's a good question. Did the hubby leak it?
No,
Did somebody walk in on her?
there was some sort of domestic between the husband and wife.
Yeah, see?
And they, for some reason, needed to go through her and his phones, and then found that and went, whoa, nice tits, but
Right?
this
When
appears to
and
be
where
during
did-
working
yeah, when and
hours.
Where was this filmed?
Why is your gun on the ground and your pepper spray?
You got to go pretty deep to that to go find that off a phone, then coordinate that with timestamp of when and where, what her schedule was, and
Yeah.
all that kind of shit. You
Well,
gotta
I
really-
mean, not really. You know, when you look at an iPhone and you take photos and you go into your, photo thing, it tells you when and where all those photos, or not where, but it tells you. Actually,
Yeah, it
sometimes
tells you
does-
where.
Yeah,
It tells you where.
You
I
know what
understand.
time,
but
Converse
if,
Township.
but if she wasn't being like investigated
For
for
that,
for
yeah.
that, that's what
No.
I'm saying. You got to look
No,
at
it
that.
was
and go,
months
oh,
earlier.
Right.
Huh.
So they got to go back
Okay.
and go, oh, wait a minute. Well, hold on. Let's check.
Yeah.
She was working that day. Oh, but it was
Yeah,
at
that's a good
9:15.
point.
That's
You're
her
right.
break.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
There's
you're
more
right.
to
As soon
that
as they
story.
saw her nude, they focused on the titties and the vagine. Obviously, that's without say. You do
Yeah.
that first. You focus there. Of
course.
And then it's like finally, when you get bored,
Yeah. Right.
of jacking off to just the titties.
I had to watch it
vagine.
18 times before I
Yeah.
realized she was in the school bathroom.
Yeah, I want to do a thorough investigation on this video, make sure I left no stone unturned,
Yeah.
no titty unlooked at. And when they saw that gun and pepper spray laying on the ground, they were like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Can you guys focus? Stop staring at her vagine and titties for 1 second. That's one of our fucking issued guns, right? Is that bitch on duty? So yeah, blew her out. Anyway, I give her A for effort. She's trying.
I don't
trying to
think
keep
it's
the
fireable
juice going,
offense.
the fire
Yeah,
going.
Right, exactly. Good for her.
Yeah. And I think you could go, listen, if you're going to be filming your vagine and your titties for your husband,
Yeah.
whether you're stuffing it full of shit or whatever you're doing, I don't care. Do it on your own time. This is a warning. Thank you for letting us see
Is
your
that
titties
truly
and vagine.
fireable? Is it truly fireable? What if she went to her car and fell asleep?
I think that's fireable
Theoretically,
too.
you think so?
I don't think you're allowed to fall asleep on duty.
Well, I
could
understand
be
that, but
wrong.
is it immediately fireable? Or is it a disciplinary action? Do you get warnings? Are we at that point in this fucking society where
Telling me you
don't
can't
get-
flash
don't
your
get a
titties
second- you
without
don't get
getting a fucking
second
warning?
chance? Oh man, exactly. See?
Sad state we're in.
It is. It is.
Are we good with reads?
No, I got one more. Hey, speaking of titties, Hamlin Pubs is inviting you to visit. Sorry, that's probably not a great.
Oh, that's a great thing to say.
Hamlin Pubs.
Should have said, speaking of titties and vagines.
Yes. Speaking of fantastic bathrooms, Hamlin Pubs is inviting you to visit their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, drinks, and atmosphere. Whether you're watching a game with your buddies, out for a meal with a family, or an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations, as well as their newest location in
Oh, where the fuck is that place?
Richmond.
Baltimore? Richmond.
Close.
Sorry.
For more information, go to hamlinpubs.com.
Very good. All right, let's call it a day, guys. Thank you so much, T. Roy, for
My
jumping
pleasure.
in. It was a lot of fun, as
Thank
always.
you for having me.
Trav, always pleasure having you around
Nice
here.
job.
It just feels safer. It's calming as soon as you
for
walk into the
sure.
room. It's like, oh, okay, things are handled. So enjoy your weekend. It's a long weekend.
Yeah, happy
Labor Day weekend. Yep. E, are you doing anything? You going anywhere?
You know, the Bridge Walk, obviously.
You doing the bridge walk?
Yeah, Mackinac City.
Okay.
Every year.
Sweet.
Good for you. T, you doing anything?
I got a few things up my sleeve.
Yeah. Trav, anything you? No. Yeah, me either. I'm looking for a dark room and quiet and no people.
You got the house to yourself this weekend, so
Love
have at it, buddy.
Love it. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. I guess we won't be here Sunday, so we'll see you on Monday, right? E?
Tuesday.
No,
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Long weekend for everybody.
Yay.
Enjoy your long weekend, everybody. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen.